Jim was, I just don't know where to start other than the fact that Jim didn't have a lot of things going for him. You know, in high school, he wasn't drafted. He wasn't even looked at in high school. And he started putting it all together in American Legion tournament up in Minnesota, and that's where he drew his attention, and the scouts started paying attention, and he got drafted in the 13th round. And his first year in pro ball wasn't very good. He had like 237, something like that, no long balls, and it didn't look very good for him until he went to spring. He went to extended spring down in Florida after the season was over, after his rookie league season was over, and he met a guy by the name of Charlie Manuel down there, and he really connected with him. And Charlie always told the story that Jim was living about 2 miles from the place. He didn't have a car down there. He'd walk to the ballpark. He was the first one there every morning, and he was the last one to leave. And Charlie was sitting down there to check out a kid that was like a second-round draft choice of the Indians, and they wasn't satisfied with what this kid was doing, and they sent him down to watch him. And after 4 days, Charlie sent a message back to Cleveland that even if this guy was my son, I would tell you he's not going to hit. But he says there's a kid down there. There's a kid down here that's the last one to leave every night, the first one to get here, and he says the ball's flying off his bat, and better find him a job, because the kid's going to hit you 20 home runs in the big league someday. And from that point on, I'm proud of one thing, that every coach that Jim played under in the Indian organization, to the man, always told me they never had a kid when they walk up, and they knew that Jim's older brothers was Chuck 6'5" and about 250, and Randy was about 6'4" and about 220, and they knew he was going to get bigger. They want him to. They thought that he would be a guy to be hitting the ball out of the ballpark for him sooner or later. And every one of them said they never had anybody, when we'd say, "Hey, we want you to drive the ball. We want you to hit the ball the opposite field. We want you to do this." Great. Show me how you want me to do it. And they never had a kid ever ask him, "Well, okay, I'm in on it. Tell me how you want me to do it." Because the Cubs got their way, the Indians got their way, and the Marlins got their way, and you gotta play the game. You know, you gotta work hard, man. If you guys got a dream, and that dream right there could top it all off in Cooperstown. But y'all ain't gonna make Cooperstown. If you got a dream to play in the big leagues, I'll guarantee you, don't let anything deter you from that. You gotta believe it. You gotta believe you can do it. And if you think you can do it, you can do it. Now, it may not work out for everybody, but never quit working hard. You just gotta, you know. And there was nights when Jim, after he made the big leagues, he used to aggravate the heck out of his mom and I, because we'd wait till after the game to have dinner with him, and they might be over at 11 o'clock in Cleveland, and Cleveland shuts down at midnight. He'd be in the weight room, hour and a half after a ball game, and he got it instilled in him that how important strength was in your wrist, in your hands, and your legs, and He worked very, very hard, and his last season in the big leagues, he was working just as hard as he was the first season, because he was having back problems and everything, and it was a struggle for him to go in the weight room. But there he was. He was doing something in there, whether it was hot and cold packs or anything. He was always in there. He believed it, and you know, everybody ain't gonna do that. We all know that. But by golly, if you guys got a dream, work on it, because listen to your coaches and ask questions. You know, hey, you may think you know everything, but you know, you'll find out you don't. You know, and you gotta play the game. You gotta play it hard, and you gotta. If you get drafted, listen to what them coaches got to say, because it paid off for him.